What's up, everyone? Circon here, bringing you guys, what is it now? Day 5. It's a bit of a weird one because they're offering a tank that's always for sale. So, I'm not really sure what to make of this. Like, it's literally in the tech trees. So, the only thing you get extra is the missions, suppose. And there's a bit of a discount going on, 15%, but I'm not sure if that's inside of these. Because this is only 300 gold, so not quite sure what's going on there, but it's literally, if you go to the tech tree, it is for sale right here all the time. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we might as well talk about it. Let's take a look here. So that we said Chinese tier 8 TD, and when it first came out, especially, it was crazy. It's been a couple of years now, I guess, by now, I think. But it's short version. It's really good. It's really good if you can handle the gun constraints. It's really good. Okay, we got 2800 base DPM. Aim time quite long, but dispersion is actually quite good. So if you fully aim, it's actually relatively accurate. Sort of, kind of, sort of. 1000 shell velocity on the AP. The heat is the same shell velocity. And the HE is the same shell velocity. I'm not sure why, but China is like the only tech tree in this entire game where there's so many tanks that have the same shell velocity across the board. It's like the weirdest thing to me. And the HE is not that great for the gun that it has, which is what is it, 440? Yes, 440 damage, 248 pen. Then the heat pen is 310, which is pretty ridiculous, of course. But there's only 61 pen in HE. It's actually not as good as you might think. And the best part about it is actually the mobility. Oof, 50 kilometers an hour top speed, 16 power to weight, 20 reverse base. Like, that's insane nowadays. A lot of TDs, like the Gorilla, the Barn, they all got nerfed in reverse speeds. This thing, nope, 20. It's insane to have the base. It has 6 degrees of gun depression. You'll see soon why, because it has 120 hull armor, 180 side armor, 1100 health, which is not a lot, right? 380 range, which is just good enough, and 12% fire chance, not 20, which is kind of nice as well. So here's the big meme, is that it's basically a tier 8 SU 12244. Pretty much the same way it plays as well. This, however, is a bit easier with few range than the tier 7 Russian thing. But yeah, so this is the main shtick of the tank, okay? It has, on flat surfaces, it has about 200 to 210 armor, and then the lower plate is pretty low, as in like low armored 135, not that great. But in certain situations, against same tier and lower, your armor will just absolutely battering ram everybody. Okay, if you find yourself top tier against tier 6s and 7s, and you dispatch stuff to tier 8s by playing a little bit more carefully, and then you go in like an absolute unit, there's not a lot of things that will stop you. Because not only do you have the armor, you have the DPM to back it up. And I'll show you real soon how it looks like when you fully buff this up, because it gets to be pretty insane. Side armor is also not half bad, so you don't get overmatched by every single thing. It's 80, so it's decent-ish. You just have to be careful, like I said, with the lower plate. It has 6 degrees of gun depression here, which is, I mean, this is gonna sound really stupid, but like anything, like 5 feels awkward, 6 feels kind of doable. It almost feels like it shouldn't have 6 because of the way the tank design, but 6 is doable. Okay, some of you might find it awkward that are used to, like, you know, American levels of 8 to 10, but you know, it's decent. Also, the gun constraint from left to right is not a lot. You're gonna be moving the chassis a lot, which kind of screws up your aim time as well. So you do want to get a good crew. The crew layout is the following: commander is also the radio guy, which means you're gonna need a lot of skills there. Driver, gunner, loader. This is so much better than the tech tree tank. It's actually crazy. The tech tree tank is slow, and has higher alpha and pretends to have armor, while this thing actually does have armor. Because another thing is, like, the cupola is weaker, but like, good luck hitting it. Especially when, you know, you're up close like this. You know, when you're face hugging people, like, good luck. You know, if you find yourself at tier 6 or 7, you can face hug most of them and they won't be able to pen you frontally. It's pretty gnarly. So how does this look fully kitted out as the way I did it? I believe I did it. Now, I played this mostly before 2.0 equipment, so there might be something else you might want to look into. You could look into things like this, which increases your traverse speed and you decreases your dispersion, kind of like a sort of like a vert step. These are options you could look into. This is the cookie cutter build with vents, optics, and gun rammer. Obviously, it's a TD, so we don't have vert steps. So you automatically go with vents, because it's a close TD, of course. So what you're left with is 32 dispersion, which is actually pretty good. Aim time is still pretty long, 2.5. You want to always be below 2.3, basically, if you can. But the DPM is 3,500. It's pretty insane, okay? And with food and optics and like having all the crew skills up, or all the important ones at least, you're almost going to go up to 500 view range. So you could switch out the optics for, you know, something else. There's something to be said for things like this that increase your repair speed and whatnot. You're going to dip below 444, 445 view range, but that might be worth it for you. You could also maybe do the gunlaying drive, because that will bring your aiming time down to 2.29. Yeah, overall, I mean, it's a bit of a weird thing that this is for sale right now. Oh, I forgot to do the price. Well, it's 28.69 for me in Europe, or it's 52. But it's kind of weird that this is a Christmas tank, because it's so readily, it's literally available in the tech trees. But I guess it's a nice little bonus. The other thing you gotta keep in mind, you go to back to the garage here. Some people have been saying this in my comments, is that you could also, if you buy it with gold, right, and you already have the tank, you're effectively paying, what is it, 300 gold, and you're gonna get a garage slot, the crew, which you don't really need. You might need a garage slot, who knows? But you also get the mission, right? So times 5 XP, starting with the second battle fought in a vehicle from this bundle. So if you like the WZ 120, you could just buy this bundle at, what is it? Yeah, 300 gold and just get 25 missions with time 5 XP, which could be worth it for you, because that will train up crews, give you a lot of free XP if you wanted to, stuff like that. So that might actually be worth looking into, and it's a good tip that I read in my comment section. So thanks to you guys. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 6. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.